Morning, gang. Bronco Carl 92 here. So it's Saturday, October 19th, and we've got another check engine light to look at this morning. Alright, so today we've got a 0325 BMW convertible. And I got my scanner hooked up over here. And our code today is P0128, coolant thermostat, coolant temperature below thermostat regulating temp. Basically means that the thermostat's jammed open. So I put a thermostat on this car, I think like 3 years ago, and well, it failed again. So this time I bought a Gates. Maybe the Gates works better than the factory one, I don't know. So there it is. The Gates has a lifetime warranty, so hopefully if it fails again we can warranty it. It's the OEM one that I used the last time, which wasn't really cheap from the dealer either. I think I only had a 2-year warranty, and 2010, 3 years, no more warranty. So anyhow, let me get you set up, and we'll get this this baby changed out. Okay, so our thermostat is located down here. It's that whole upper neck. So I've sucked some coolant out of it already, and we've got to remove this this air box over here, the fan shroud, this duct here in the front, and the fan, and pop the 2 hoses off and we should be able to get it out. So let's get going on that. Okay, so that's the airflow meter, hot flow meter. Two 10s over here. Duck off. Push pins. Get a 25 over here. Another push pin. Now we're going to get the fan. Alright, so we have access to our thermostat housing. Let me just get a couple more tools and I'll put you back on in a sec. Alright, so I've taken the upper hose off completely and sucked some more coolant out of the radiator, so the bottom hose is pretty much empty now. So we're just going to take off this thermostat now. So 11 here. Nice day today, nice and cool. Finally, I have to say. Then we have electrical connector here, which is part of the heated thermostat. And right behind the connector is a 10. And another 10 underneath that. We have a 13 up here, which also keeps this little bracket in place here. I guess that's the engine lifting hook. And I think we got to take that line off. And then we got to pull this off into one more 10. So let me just get a wrench for this line. Alright, so this is a 19 mil. This is an oil line, so I've got a little rag underneath it. You don't want to lose the crush washers. They should be replaced, so we'll put some new crush washers on there. Off, and then we'll pop our lower hose off. I like these quick connects. They work nice. Lower hose is empty, that's good. And then up here, I got one more 10 right here. And off comes the housing. So I guess what happens is that these things tend to get stuck when they're open. There's a, I guess, a heater element here that opens and closes it. And I guess they tend to get stuck open, and basically puts a check engine light on because the radiator cools everything too much. The gauges on these cars, I think, are pretty dampened, so you don't really see it much on the gauge. So anyhow, let's grab our new one and put it in place. Alright, so this is probably worth mentioning. Here's our original one. It's an OEM part. There's a BMW Rundell on here. And here's our replacement one by Gates. I mean, it is exactly the same, except no Rundell. But all the scribing on it, the font, the casting. So I would say that the Gates one, with its aftermarket price, is probably the exact same thermostat you get at the dealer that costs much more. So we'll see how well this one works. Anyhow, enough of that. So our surface is actually very clean. I'm just going to wipe it off. lay the new one in place. It already has the gasket pressed in place. It's actually a relatively easy job. They say it's all relative, right? Anyhow, let me go grab a torque wrench and some new seals for this banjo bolt here. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, since this is plastic housing, I think it's important that we torque this to specification. So these bolts, they all get torqued to 10 Newton meters. Because this only is plastic, I'll tell you what. I think if you over tighten them, you're going to have a work problem. And really 10 Newton meters doesn't really feel like all that much. It's actually only 89 inch-pounds. Okay. Lower hose on. Electrical connector on. Oil lines tight. Here's our upper hose. Probably easier if this wasn't in there. In place, so no surprises. Alright, so I think before I put anything else on here, I'm gonna refill the cooling system. So let me get the doodad that I use for that. Alright, a couple weeks ago, VW Darren actually did a video on this tool. It was kind of funny because he did the video. It was like around the same time I bought this thing. So basically what this does, it pulls vacuum out of the cooling system. You see the hose is just crushed. And makes refilling this thing really trouble-free. So we're going to let this thing suck down for a few minutes, and then I'll show you how it fills. Alright, so while I was waiting to see if my vacuum dropped, which it didn't, I took the opportunity to put the fan, the shroud, and duct back in. So now all you do is you flip this lever here, and the cooling system fills itself up. bottom, so I probably should add a little more in the bottle. Switch the bottles. This one's got a little bit more in it. I'll tell you, whoever invented this tool was a genius. Or is a genius. There you go. Alright, so I'm just going to pop that off and put the air box in, and then we'll clear the codes, and we'll see how it is. Yeah, I just pulled the tool off, and you can see that the system's totally full. Anyhow, okay, so now all we have to do is clear emissions related data. Diagnosis codes, freeze codes, yes to continue. Okay, so I'll switch the key off. And our check engine light is off. And it looks like Jackie needs some fuel, so. Anyhow, the one last thing you want to do is just make sure that you open the breather screw up on the coolant tank. I'll show you that in a sec. And it looks like we have some coolant coming out of there, so we're good. Anyhow, that was an easy repair. So, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again soon. Take care.